All right, everybody, thank you for joining us here with the Tennessee Wraith Chasers at the Athenaeum. Tonight was episode 8 of Haunted Live, and guys, I thought it was a really good one.
Oh, it was good.
8 was great.
Yeah, 8 was great. Yeah, let me start with you, Chris and Doogie. I had just asked everybody on social, what room do these guys need to go to, and everybody was saying East Basement.
Yeah.
And people were talking about seeing shadows shaped like people,
They were wrong.
and then you guys got down there and stuff kicked off.
The first thing when we got there, we're just about to make our way down the hall, and at the end, both of us saw it look like shoulders and a head. And then as soon as I saw it, it's almost like I startled it, and it went that way. It was
A movement.
oh yeah.
He startled it. It startled me. I almost fell. I almost broke my neck, man.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, what was that?"
Yeah.
And it just floated into that other room. Like it was so swift. It was crazy.
And that's when y'all followed it into the other room.
oh yeah.
Okay, now, when you guys followed it in the other room, and I heard you guys say, like, it manifested in some way, as soon as that happened, everybody on social started going crazy because the Jacob's Ladder shut down completely for a minimum 5 minutes. There was nothing coming from it. And Brandon, you were saying you had a theory on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, in order for the Jacob's Ladder to arc, it takes voltage or electromotive force.
Right.
So, obviously, if it's not arcing, it's drawing the energy or the voltage out of the circuit of the Jacob's Ladder.
So it's getting drawn away
Yeah.
from the Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, so hopefully the entity was using that energy to maybe manifest.
And that happened exactly when you guys saw it.
Oh,
Yeah.
where I was sitting, it seemed like the basement was the most active. I mean, all the way back from the photo that the producers got when they were doing the reference
Yeah.
pics, and I mean that wasn't even a shadow figure. That was a straight up manifested. You can see skin tones and
Yeah,
everything
wow.
in that photo.
Well, the thing about it, the millimeter was going nuts. Like it was interacting with Chris's millimeter. The parabug wasn't doing anything, and then all of a sudden, as soon as it hit for the first time, that's when like that shadow was there, and it was like a growl in my ears, and I was like, "What just happened?" And then we had the other activity as you went through the door into the other room, and as soon as we went in there, you could see the shadow figure behind that furnace. I mean, it just the same thing come out of the other room right back into that. one.
You saw that one. I missed that one, and then you just scared the heck out of me when you saw it.
I don't know if it was the same time because I couldn't hear you. I can hear you guys up there at the time, and it was the second time you heard footsteps or a
Footsteps?
bang. It sounded like a bang in my ear. It
Okay.
could have been footsteps up there. You got up and went, I hear something back there, and at the same time that happened, you guys.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you heard
So
something. but I couldn't
everybody
hear you
kinda
guys
heard.
moved at the same time. With something.
That's when Trisha was scrying over there in the mirror.
Right.
And she was talking about the gray man coming up the stairs. And so that's when she said that, I heard footsteps on the stairs and went over to check and see what it was. There's nobody out there.
Right.
And then I don't remember if it was after that or before that, but I saw that big shadow behind you. Right. I think maybe it was right before that. I saw that big shadow. And but we never could catch it.
Yeah, not on the SLS, but speaking of that, we
Yeah.
were getting some cool stick figures up there. There was
Oh, yeah.
one to her right. It was like about the height of her sitting down, so about the height of a child.
Right.
And then we got another one. And by the way, that stick figure the size of a child looked like it was touching her, and she felt
Right.
cold.
Yeah.
She had a headache. There was another stick figure kind of low on a chair, and the meter was going off. So, two pretty cool stick figures.
Absolutely.
One of the things that really intrigued me in here in this room, though,
Yeah,
is
we're right now in the double parlor.
We're
for
right
tonight.
here. There's a child's coffin over here. That's the freakiest thing I think I've ever been around.
Yeah, which couldn't get Doogie in. I know
Yeah,
we tried.
we couldn't fit him in there. But we were in here, and as we were investigating, I mean, we got witch and ashes
Yep.
on the Ovilus. We got palace,
Yeah.
and this place looks kind of like a palace.
Yeah.
The ashes thing was kind of
Particularly out front, there's this like
Oh,
Middle Eastern architecture. It literally does look like a palace.
It really does, and so to get that word there, it's a unique type thing. So
Well,
Yes.
what was really cool about the scrying session is because I was trying to find out who the dark entity is, and she said that Clifford was saying it was a soldier, and even said that part of the remains are buried out in the yard, but
Right.
not all of them.
like that part of it was moved, but part of it was left behind.
Yeah.
Something I couldn't put together that I missed because I was dealing with people online, all the
Right.
live feeds. The Gray Man. Do you guys believe he's the dark entity?
I mean, it seemed like that she was talking about him moving around. It's perhaps he could have something to do with it, or maybe he's
Because
A
gray
soldier.
would have been a soldier's
A
uniform
soldier's
back
uniform.
then, right?
So by them saying gray man, it could be that Clifford was referring to the soldier's uniform.
Right.
So
That we didn't get live, but we got while we were downstairs, and Social probably saw us doing it. We had an EVP session in the east side of the basement, and Doogie asked, "Is your name Odie?" And it clearly said no. And then we get to the darker part in the room, and we asked what his name is, and it said Frank. So
Franklin, right.
Franklin.
the headmaster here. So I seriously think that somehow he's stuck somehow downstairs and he's pissed off about it. And then whatever's up here, the energy associated with the children are kind of up here and they're kind of looking for each other.
well, we got the name Walter up here, and Tricia seems to think that that's a transient type spirit, maybe a neighbor. But when we got that, we also had chairs moving over here in this room. I mean, we literally heard chairs slide across the floor.
Yeah.
You probably heard that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me a little something about working with Tricia. What did she bring that you guys aren't usually able to employ?
You know, Tricia is, she's a sensitive, she's a psychic medium. So, I mean, having her do, what she does up there, like looking in the mirror, doing the scrying, she's gazing and getting these messages, and, we're trying to ask her messages, ask her questions and bring them out.
Right.
So it's not using a technical piece of equipment. It's using someone, their feelings, their emotions, and their sensitivities. So,
Right.
Which is something that we usually don't have access to.
And it seemed to work in harmony with your equipment very well tonight.
It really did, because when she would feel something, I mean, we would see it either on the SLS or we would get an interaction with one of the other meters there. So that was really cool to confirm what we were experiencing.
Right. Now, Chris, somebody on social tonight asked me to let you know something. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name. Somebody wanted me to let you know you're looking really hot tonight.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, not that I
appreciate
wasn't
it.
already thinking it, but I mean, come on.
You, this guy.
It's a shame we couldn't get anybody into a coffin tonight.
There you go.
But is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we go? Anything
There's been a lot of coughing. Like I think
That's right.
you coughed. And did you have a cough?
Oh, I almost choked before I went.
I had to take a pause on the social feeds. I told them I got to go drink some water. I can't.
Well, there was one time downstairs where we heard a cough. It was never confirmed that it was production.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't while we were live, but we heard one.
Well, one of the things that Tricia said up there when she was doing her scrying session was that she was getting the term consumption.
Really?
People were joking on the live feeds, hope you don't have consumption, but the thing is, she's getting the consumption thing. You guys heard the cough, and then it's kind of spreading out into everybody that's coughed tonight. That's really interesting. I'm kind of like that you guys put that together.
It's kind of weird. I almost choked outside. There, literally, he was like, "Are you going to die?" I'm like, because I couldn't talk. I was choking so bad.
Something a lot of people might not realize. If they like what they see on Hunted Live, they can go on actual live ghost hunts with you guys. And where can people go to find out more about doing that?
You can go to TennesseeWraithChasers.com. You can also look us up on Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Twitter. Go to our event calendar. We got a bunch coming up. Porter, check out his Facebook page, his Instagram, his social media. I'm Chris TWC.
Porter TWC.
Brandon TWC.
Mike TWC.
Wild guess, Doogie TWC.
We make it easy for you.
I'm Peppermint Fatty, no TWC. I haven't been able to get that passed yet. These guys. But you guys got, like, when this is over, I fly home the next day and I crash on the couch with my dogs for 2 days. And you guys are out working. You guys are out doing ghost hunts. This is a full-time job for you. And I love it. And I respect it.
It's our weekend thing, man. Our job is on the weekend.
Yeah,
so.
and weekdays.
Yeah.
Weekday nights or weekend
Yeah.
nights.
Everybody that wants to look, you already help lead the hunt here. If you want to be a part of the hunt in real life, find these guys every weekend. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Do it.
See you guys.